If y'all don't know who this person is on your screen, this is the CEO for the Indiana University Hospital, the one who was over the hospital in which Dr. Susan Moore had claimed that she didn't get the proper care that she should have, mainly due to her skin color. Well, now he has officially come out and he has spoken out about the situation. And let me just say the explanation that he gave is typical of a palm color person to say, and very dismissive and very cold. So he basically said that her he said that about Susan Moore, Dr. Susan Moore, about her complaining about getting racist treatment at this hospital wasn't because of the color of her skin. He said it was because she intimidated the nursing team. So I'm trying to figure out how a woman who was gravely ill, who ended up later dying, who is just wants some assistance, and who was a doctor herself, how in the world was she intimidating the nursing staff? See, it's that trope of the angry black woman thing on display. He just didn't come right out and say it. He just said she was being intimidating. I wonder if they talk about their white patients that way. Because intimidation can come from anybody. It doesn't just come one way. And I don't see how in the world she even had the strength to intimidate anybody. Let's get into it. A hospital CEO was under fire after accusing a black doctor of intimidating nursing staff 2 weeks after she died from the virus. Dr. Susan Moore, age 52, died on Sunday due to complications from the virus at Indiana University North Hospital. 2 weeks earlier, she had posted a viral video where she said she was being denied pain medication by a white physician. She was first diagnosed with the virus on November 29th. Since then, she has been admitted to the Indiana University North Hospital. While lying in a hospital bed and connected to an oxygen tube, Moore, who was struggling to speak, posted a video on Facebook on December 4th in which she accused the white doctor who was treating her of downplaying her complaints of pain. Her death raised serious questions about her treatment, and Dennis Murphy, CEO of Indiana University North Hospital, issued a statement defending his staff and promising an investigation. The fact that he even gave that as an explanation, there won't be no investigation, and if it will be internal, which means they're going to investigate themselves and they're going to find that they didn't do anything wrong. He also speculated that as a doctor, she may have quote unquote intimidated the nurses. Murphy said he saw several human perspectives in the story she told, that of physicians who were trying to manage the care of a complex patient in the midst of a pandemic crisis, where the medical evidence on specific treatments continue to be debated in medical journals and lay in the press. He continued, and the perspective of a nursing team trying to manage a set of critically ill patients in need of care who may have been intimidated by a knowledgeable patient who was using social media to voice her concerns and critique the care they were delivering. All of these perspectives comprise a complex picture. His comment sparked an immediate backlash. Well, first, before we get into what people said, he's making it seem like she did this on purpose to try to bring a bad look upon the hospital. All she was saying was what her experience was. If they would have gave her the proper care, she would not have had to make that video. But he's just being on code. Erica Nicole Kendall, a personal trainer, took issue with the idea of a complex patient. Whenever you need to evade accountability, always start with the most accessible stereotype available, she said. This statement screamed she was an angry black woman. Dr. Teresa Chappell, a public health advocate, said she felt gaslit by the hospital's explanation. Uche Blackstock, an activist for health equity, spoke about the case on NBC to acclaim from social media. Tragic story of hashtag Dr. Susan Moore, said one woman. Everyone I know has a story about begging for pain meds after major surgery, while other patients, and she put other in quotations, and we know what she means when she says that, are giving excess pills. Moore said in the 7.5-minute video that despite her complaints to medical staff that she was in pain, the doctors wanted to discharge her from the hospital. She also said in the video that doctors were dismissive of her complaints, that she was experiencing difficulty breathing. It was only after scans and tests proved her right that the doctors believed her. So they had to get a machine to determine she was telling the truth and that she wasn't lying. A spokesperson for the IU Health System told DailyMail.com IU Health President and CEO Dennis Murphy has published a letter to all who have reached out and shown concern for the care of Dr. Susan Moore. Murphy has called for a third-party review with a diverse panel of healthcare and diversity experts to understand both the technical aspects of the care provided and the human elements of the patient experience. He says the external review can also illuminate ways the system can live up to its commitment to the equitable treatment of all patients. IU Health has a commitment to enhance a culture of inclusion that seeks, welcomes, and values all people and will conduct anti-racism, anti-bias, civility, and respect training for each and every team member. Here they go again. Here they go again. They're doing the same thing that a lot of these police departments do whenever they get caught doing what they usually do, which will pretty much amount to nothing at the end. They're only doing this and saying this to try to calm the crowd down. Murphy said that while he doesn't believe that we failed the technical aspects of the delivery of Dr. Moore's care, he acknowledged that we may not have shown the level of compassion and respect we strive for in understanding what matters most to patients. In the video, Moore said that she was being given inadequate medical care due to her race. This is the second worst day here in IU North, Moore says in the video from December 4th. Yesterday, Dr. Eric Bannock wanted to send me home. At that time, I had only received 2 treatments of the remdesivir. He says, you don't need it. You're not even short of breath. Moore continued, I said, yes, I am. He then went on to say, you don't qualify. I must have because I've gotten 2 treatments, Moore said. Then he further stated, you should just go home right now, and I don't feel comfortable giving you any more narcotics. I was in so much pain from my neck, she said. My neck hurt so bad. Like many others, I have watched the video of Dr. Susan Moore as she posted from her bed at our hospital. I am deeply saddened by her death and the loss her family is feeling. Our hearts are with Dr. Moore's family and friends. I am even more saddened by the experience she described in the video. It hurts me personally to see a patient reach out via social media because they felt their care was inadequate and their personal needs were not being heard. I also saw several human perspectives in the story she told, that of physicians who were trying to manage the care of a complex patient in the midst of a pandemic crisis where the medical evidence on specific treatments continues to be debated in medical journals in the lay press. At the end of the day, I'm left with the image of a distressed patient who is a member of our own profession, one we all hold dear and that exists to help serve and better the lives of others. These factors make this loss doubly distressing. I do not believe that we failed the technical aspects of the delivery of Dr. Moore's care. I am concerned, however, that we may not have shown the same level of compassion and respect we strive in understanding for what matters most with other patients. You know what, I'm not going to continue to read that because that's basically a bunch of BS and fluff from the CEO who made that comment, who is this guy right here. And he's basically reiterating something I just read. That's why I had to stop myself, because I'm like, why does it feel like I'm reading the same thing twice? But yeah, they definitely hold a lot of responsibility for how this woman was treated, without a doubt. And she should, and her family definitely should be compensated in some way, some form of fashion. But he literally threw this woman's death onto her by saying she intimidated the staff. I'm trying to figure out, what did she do? She didn't have the strength to intimidate anybody. She was in a very weak state. She was just saying, look, I need more meds and everything like that. And that's funny because when you have these palm-colored individuals who be strung out on these opioids and stuff like that, they'll find a way to sneak some of that stuff out of that cabinet, out of that closet, and shuffle it in their direction when they don't even need it, but they only use it for recreational use, if you want to call it that. But this woman actually needed the help, and this is how they repay her. This is how they treat her. Like I said, us versus them. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Make sure you have your notifications turned on to all, and I will talk to you in the next one.